Oh my God. Oh no.
Maya, close the door. What the hell is? Oh my gosh, look how big this.
If you guys watch my previous videos, because I have a video about last year about 15 reasons why you should move to Calgary, and some of you guys message me and email me like you guys are moving here to Calgary very soon and you guys have a plan to move here in Calgary, and some of you guys like international student or permanent resident and they're coming to Canada, those aspirant people out there and want to settle here in Calgary. Okay, so when I share about the 15 reasons why you have to move in Calgary, and you might end up like blaming me once you are in Calgary, okay, so that at least you have the ideas about the negative things about here in Calgary too. Okay, so the weather here in Calgary is very cold, guys. Okay, it's not a joke. When we have a winter freezing cold here in Calgary, we end up like even minus 30, minus 40, minus 50. It's freezing cold. Okay, so you have to consider that if you are a person who came from a tropical countries and you don't like cold weather, then you have to think about that, guys. Okay, because winter here in Calgary, we know we have an unpredictable winter weather here. Okay, they call Chinook wind.
So yesterday was it? Yeah, it was minus 10 and now it's plus 14.
Exactly, it's plus 14 today, guys. Yesterday is like minus 10, so that's how the weather in Calgary, you know.
Yep.
Is
and we're going
unpredictable
to
weather.
Yep.
Right, Kuya?
It's really sunny today and it's snow.
We have a Chinook wind here in Calgary, so that Chinook wind is from the Pacific Ocean and it blows to the Rocky Mountain and it goes and it blows to the city, like in Calgary, in the prairies. Like, you know, in the morning, let's say it's very cold, let's say minus 10 in the morning. When you go to work, it's minus 10. When you come home in the evening, suddenly you feel like so warm, like you feel like you have to remove your winter jacket because it's plus 10. It's very cold and suddenly the weather changed. So people who are very sensitive for that, the people who have the allergies, they will experience headache, you know, headache and even have a bleeding nose. So people out there who have the skin underlying conditions, like your skin is very sensitive or like sensitive to dry skin, because Calgary is very dry. If you have a sinus allergies, you know, I remember my cousin in Vancouver told me that her friend moved here in Calgary and after a few years they had to go back to Vancouver because her friend always have a bleeding nose here in Calgary. So you guys have to consider that, okay? Number 2 is transportation. If you choose Calgary to be your city here in Canada, you need to get your driver license. If you have international driver license, bring with you here in Calgary. You came from Toronto or you came from Vancouver. You know, Calgary is a little bit smaller city. Okay? The residential area here in Calgary, not all area have the bus station, okay, or the train station. You are renting to a place where bus is not accessible. You end up walking like 10, 15 to 20 minutes to reach the bus transit station. In Calgary, if you want to take your kids to some indoor family entertainment, some activities, and if you are not driving, it's a challenge for you guys, okay? So Calgary is limited transportation. Calgary is expensive, guys. If you're going to compare from Toronto and in Vancouver, of course, Calgary is better. But if you are in Alberta and if you live in Calgary, it's considered the most expensive city to live here in Alberta. Because if you compare in small cities, small town here in Alberta, let's say in Airdrie or in Red Deer or in High Prairie, Grand Prairie, and the price value of the houses is way better if you want to buy a nice house here in Alberta. And if you're going to buy a nice house here in Calgary, it's way expensive, okay? It's expensive here in Calgary, okay? And if you are working a survival job, like a minimum salary, is not enough to pay your bills. You will end up like working 2-3 jobs to enough to pay your bills. Everything is expensive, guys, okay? If you are not qualified for subsidy, you end up like having your kids, small kids, to bring to a babysitter or a daycare center. You end up paying more money, okay? It's a little noisy. So anyway, like, it's getting expensive here in Calgary, guys, to be honest with you. If you are working a minimum wage, you have a house, you have to buy a house, you have to buy your car insurance, utility bills, everything, guys, okay? So if you're not used to pay bills in your mortgage in your own home country, don't just bother to come here in Canada, or just bother to come in Calgary. Okay? My kids' day home is their playtime, so let Tita Sarah talk. Right? And I noticed some of the people who are renting their basement, right, renting their apartments, their properties to new people here in Calgary. I noticed some people of them are taking advantage. I see some of the prices here in Calgary. They rent their house like 1,500, a basement, plus they have to pay 30 or 40% for the utilities, or 2,000. I even saw like they posted in the marketplace like a 2,100 for a rent. You know, are you kidding me? That's too much, okay? So anyway, that's why I said, oh my goodness sake, these people are taking advantage for newcomers here in Calgary. Yes. So think before you move to Calgary, okay? I'm Calgarian and I'm always proud to be here. I'm just only sharing this to you guys, so at least you have some ideas. Okay, so another one, number 4, is the jobs here in Calgary. Okay, so some of you guys, immigrants who come to Calgary, they end up working like a survival jobs, okay? Because you don't expect your profession to practice here right away in Calgary, okay? Even the people who are from other province in Canada, before you move to Calgary, you have to do your own research, because some company cannot just continue your jobs in some other provinces. You cannot just find your job easily, okay? Number 5, guys, they said Calgary is boring. Okay, boring. I don't know what is boring, guys, because I never feel boring here in Calgary. So anyway, the reason they said people, like especially the young people out there who like to move here in Calgary, and you get used to your 24/7 party life in big cities, and if you're not an outdoor person, you know, Calgary is not that big cities, okay? So less people. But if you are an outdoor person, like going to the mountains, Calgary is the best for you. In Calgary, we have so many lakes, no oceans, okay? Like one of my coworker from Toronto, and she moved here in Calgary, and when she moved here in Calgary, she said like Calgary is like a village. I was so surprised with, you know, how can she say it's a village, you know? Well, she said like Calgary is a village because she's comparing like Toronto. Last but not the least, guys, Calgary is always a windy city. For me, I said Calgary is a windy city. Like, it's too windy. Sometimes you are driving in the highways, you can feel your car is moving. Do you know that? And my house, you have the umbrella because it's summer, you have to enjoy, you know, you have a patio, you ain't like flipping because it's just the wind blowing. Do you know that? So it's very windy here in Calgary. Okay, so I don't know what else I can say. Okay, not just only for a windy city here in Calgary, but if you never see a hail in your country, don't be surprised if you landed in Calgary, you will see a big ball of hail. Guys, that's the hail in Canada, in Alberta. Whoa! Jethro, stop that. Wow, that's scary. Oh my God. Oh no.
Ryan, close the door.
Oh my God.
Look,
wow.
Look how big the hail is. Oh my gosh, look how big this. Look at this, Mommy. I'm going outside, bye.
No, No, you cannot go outside, Kuya, please.
I am still. Oh, I got one of the bigger ones.
What?
I got one of the bigger ones.
Can I see? Wow, look at that.
Look at this.
Can I see? What happened? Oh my God. Get up, get outside there. Wow, it's a hail in front of my house. My God. This is how big the size. When it's bigger than this, it will destroy your car and your home. In front of my home is so much hail. This hail can damage a home, you know, not just only home, but cars, okay? Last year, look, it's a hail. That is so scary, I know, and oh my God, I'm scared with the thunderstorm either. Let me check my backyard. How was the backyard? Oh my Jesus. Look at that. Oh, come on, hail. It's everywhere. Wow. Oh my God, these are hail. Summer in Canada, you expect those kind of weather like hail, super hot or tornado, and it's happening some other part in Canada anytime during summertime or even fall or springtime. So that's a weather, okay? Like, sometimes there's a hail. Those hail are like super big like this, and they can destroy houses. They can destroy cars, okay? It happened already here in Calgary about 2 years ago in northeast area. You know, a lot of houses damages by the hail. Their house ceiling, their sidings of their house, like so many, and it's cost like $1 million to repair those houses. And I believe until now they are struggling to fix some of the houses that was been damaged 2 years ago by the strong hail. It only happened like about 3 minutes, and that's all. And those people who have the plants is like, you know, you expect they will, you know. I feel so bad when it happened 2 years ago in northeast area in Calgary, you know. It happened anytime during spring, summer, or fall. Okay, so if you are okay for what I just shared you, welcome to Calgary, okay? Because Calgary is a beautiful city to settle with your children, with your family. It's a beautiful city, okay? So anyway, thank you for watching and God bless. See you here in Calgary whenever.